Okay, so today we are going to practice adding an image from the internet onto our final. So I'm going to do File, New, and I'm going to make sure it's 8 by 10, and it can either be landscape or it can be portrait, but resolution is 300. Just make sure that it's inches, and then hit Create. I'm going to open up the images that I already took off the internet. And I'm going to just drag this one down. And again, you're dragging from your layer, okay, over onto your new document. I'm going to go Command T, hold the Shift, only pulling from the corners because we want to keep it proportioned. The other one didn't save right, so I'm just going to drag it from this one. All right, so that's a good example. Both of these images were both large from the internet, and look how small this one came in. You saw me just make it big, and then look how big this one came in. Okay, so I'm going to use this one as my base, and I'm going to move it over. We've got this man standing. Then I am going to take this tutu, and I'm going to put it on this man. So I am going to bring my opacity down a little bit, and I'm going to move this tutu like this just to kind of see. I'm going to go Command T. I'm going to hold my Shift. I'm going to say probably maybe about that big. Hit Return, and I can always change the size later, and I'll make it bigger. Then I'm going to go to my magnetic, my zoom tool, sorry, and I'm going to zoom in. Then I'm going to use my selection tools right here, okay? So I want to talk about the selection tools for a little bit. I'm going to start with just like the basic shape. So if I go like this, let me zoom out a little bit. Square here. And I select. And I'm on I'm going to take this away just so you can see. I go Command C to copy and then go Command V to paste, and I take this away. It will copy whatever I have selected. So I'm going to put this back. And then let's say I have this selected. Say I want to add to my selection. So right here, these will be the same for any selection tool that you use. Go to the plus, I can click on it and I can add. And then if I copy and paste that, it will then look like that. Okay. Now let's say I have this and then I want to take something away. Then I could go, let me make sure I'm on the right layer, copy, and then I could paste it, and then that is what I have. Okay, so any of your selection tools right here, this is your regular selection tool, and you can have one thing selected at a time if you're on this tool, and then I go click over here, the other one will disappear. So that's the normal selection. This is the add, and then this is the takeaway. If you click on it and drag it down, you'll see that it will show like a plus sign or a minus sign. Okay, so just remember those steps and that those work for this selection tool and this selection tool. All right, so this selection tool is your quick selection tool. If you click and drag over an object that you want to select, it will select it. But it is only a computer, and if the pixels look kind of similar in color or tone, it's not going to stay on exactly what you want. Okay? So obviously I was trying to select just the woman, and then it bounced over here and selected. But if I'm on that, I could go to the minus, and I could come over here, and I could start to minus it. And I can work with the plus and the minus. Okay, so then it did it again over here. I could go to the minus and start clicking and dragging like that. And then inside here, I am just going to say this one looks great, even though it doesn't, and then go copy and paste just so you can see how I can select objects out of a background. So you are going to find something and you're going to select an object and then you're going to paste it into your final. And I'll get there, but all right, so there's that selection. You can try using this one for your final, but the best one to use is the magnetic lasso. So if I click here and wherever I start, you're going to kind of want to, as you're going around the object that you're selecting, you kind of want to click and go, click with your mouse and make these little squares, which are called anchor points. The computer will make anchor points for you too if you just start to drag around, but when you get to corners, sometimes it gets a little tricky, so it's always good to just click. And sometimes I just do more clicks than the computer is going to do. Now, let's say I'm like, oh, I really don't like this. I really want to maybe select something else. I'm going to go over here and I'm like, wait, why? What's going on? I can't go over here. I can't go in. Once you're in this tool, you are stuck in this tool unless you hit escape. Okay. So, I've been hitting the space bar and I haven't really talked about that. I just want to refresh you. If you're zoomed in, if you hit the space bar, it turns into this hand and you can move throughout the screen. So I am just going to select the tutu. So I'm going to start right here and I'm just going to go, again, I'm going really quickly, but I'm also clicking and I'm just going to go up a little bit and give myself some extra. Now, to end your selection, you need to click where you started, okay? If you don't click where you started, it won't make these marching ants. So then I'm going to go copy and I'm going to go paste. So now I'm just going to get rid of all these that I had and I'm going to throw them in the trash can. I'm going to hide this layer. I have the tutu. I'm going to bring the man back. I'm going to go and now I'm going to go Command T. I can rotate that skirt to make it match. And then I can also make it bigger. Remember, only pulling from the corners. And now I'm going to look around and I still have bits and pieces of the background of the tutu from the other photo. So I want to get rid of that. So what we're going to use is we're going to use a quick mask. So this is this little button down here. If you hold over it, it says Add Layer Mask. So if I click on this, and then I go to my brush, and I want to be on the plus, and I want to be on black. It acts like an eraser. Whoops. Okay, so it starts to erase. And when you're erasing and you're trying to make it blend into the background, you don't want to have a hard brush like all the way up to 100 because that will make a crisp edge and you don't want that. So down to 0 is good. And you go around. Now let's just say, and see how it will start to like blend into the photo. Let's just say I slip and I went like that by accident. This is why we use this quick mask instead of just using the eraser tool. Because if I flip my color to white and I make it bigger, I can bring it right back. Then if I flip back to black, it starts to erase. So let's say you took a picture of your teacher and you want to put them on the beach and they're just wearing normal clothes because, you know, it's winter right now. And you go on the internet and you can find a Hawaiian shirt. You could actually put a Hawaiian shirt on your teacher. And this, what I'm showing you, I'm going to erase his belt here a little bit or make his belt show. I'm going to bring the opacity down and I'm going to say, okay, I can see the belt. So it goes right here. I want the hand to pop through. So I'm going to erase some of the hand or erase over the hand so the tutu will stick out. And I want the shirt to come over the tutu. So I'm going to go like this.